Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is testifying before the Foreign Interference Inquiry today.
For more on this, we go live to CTV's Jeremy Sharon in Ottawa. Jeremy, Prime Minister just taking the stand. What are we expected to hear today?
Yeah, Nick, exactly. He started testifying here at the public inquiry into foreign interference. This is the last day of this second phase of the inquiry. The second phase is looking specifically at the federal government's ability to identify attempts at foreign interference and whether or not it is well enough prepared to fight them off and to defend itself from attempts at foreign interference. That is the whole focus of this second phase. The first phase was focused on identifying attempts, specifically looking at 2019 and 2021, the two federal election campaigns, what kind of foreign meddling took part and what kind of impact it had on those elections. The second phase is looking more at prevention and whether or not the federal government is well enough equipped. So that's what we'll hear, presumably, the Prime Minister questioned on today. We heard from members of his senior staff yesterday, his Chief of Staff and Deputy Chief of Staff. We've heard so far focus on things like CSIS warrants, the time it has taken for certain CSIS warrants to get through. One warrant in particular that sat on the desk of Bill Blair, the defense minister, for 54 days. That is significantly longer than it typically would take for a CSIS warrant to get through the office. And so the inquiry is looking at things like that, trying to identify certain protocols, certain procedures that perhaps need to be reworked or to be better to ensure that the government is doing everything it can to defend itself from attempts at foreign interference. So that is the focus of this second phase here.
How long is the Prime Minister expected to testify, Jeremy? Could this be just today or a few hours, or could it go on?
It's expected to go on basically throughout the day today. He'll go on for most of the day, and this is the final day. It won't go any longer than today, but certainly his testimony is the focus of this final day. What will happen after this is the inquiry. Will start to look at speaking to some experts and building its final report, which is due by the end of the year, which is expected to include recommendations on what the federal government could do to better its protocols, better its procedures. And all of this is kind of being looked at in a new light and with extra urgency, given what we saw, the developments between India and Canada over the weekend, serious allegations from the RCMP of Indian agents being involved in things like murder. Diplomats have been expelled, Canadian diplomats and Indian diplomats. So, this is just an example that these things are still happening. This is still a threat to the government, and it's something they need to take seriously. So the inquiry looking specifically in the second phase at whether or not the federal government's doing enough and what more it could be doing.
Okay, yeah, the Prime Minister certainly has a lot on his plate these days. That is CTV's Jeremy Sharon joining us live from Ottawa. Thank you.